So I think this is called a mukbang. When you eat and talk on camera. Mukbang? I don't know. It's like a stupid name. It's also kind of a dumb concept. Welcome to part 3 of the series. I have been home for more than a week now. And home as in Anacortes, Washington, which is in the northwest corner of Washington State near Canada, kind of between Seattle and Canada. When I first got back, the jet lag was awful. So I had a direct flight, 10.5 hours from Beijing to Seattle. Then I sat in the car for a little under 2 hours to get home. The jet lag was pretty bad. It was like just trying to stay awake. That was like the name of the game, because basically I got to the airport in Beijing around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I arrived in Seattle at 10:30 a.m. on the same day, and I didn't sleep at all that night. It was like the wee hours of the morning when I arrived in Seattle in my body's clock, and I decided to stay up. And I did. I stayed up for 28 hours. I don't know how I managed to do that. I stayed up till like 9 o'clock at night. I was very proud of myself. It was a good idea to do that. Definitely helped out. But there's no escaping jet lag. Like, it literally doesn't matter what you do. You will not escape jet lag. I was very jet lagged for probably about 3 days. It's been a struggle to fall asleep, so I've been going to bed too late. And then I sleep for like 10 hours. I can just sleep for forever. And the first few days when I'm talking about this jet lag, there were a couple of days where I took naps, and I don't nap. I'm like not good at napping. And there were also a couple mornings where I woke up, did a bunch of stuff, ate my breakfast, had coffee, and then I took another nap. That phase is definitely over now that it's been a little over a week. It's been a week and 2 days that I've been home. The main struggle now is that it's so quiet here. Like, listen. I live near like a big patch of forest land in a quiet suburban American neighborhood. The houses are 1 or 2 stories, 1 family each. It's very typical small town America. If you're wondering, this town has about somewhere between 15 and 20,000 residents, so it's really not very big, especially by Chinese standards. That'd be like a farm town. So quiet. Quiet has been hard. It almost hurts my ears because it's so quiet. Like, if I stop moving or like listening to something, I just can't even stand it. It's so quiet. I mean, China's pretty loud. Abe is staring at me because I'm eating a sandwich. Speaking of Abe, this is one of the many reasons I'm happy to be home, because of this cute face. I missed my dog a lot. When you have pets and you really attach to them and they're like family, it's really nice to come home and see them, because it's not like they understand when you're on Skype. Like, you can talk to friends and family, and I did while I was in China, but dogs, like, they're not gonna text message you. That'd probably be a nightmare though, honestly, if that was real. So after the jet lag period where I was just sleeping and just trying to like not be a zombie anymore, after that, the next phase for me was feeling super, super awkward in public. I don't know if this is because I felt kind of awkward at Chinese grocery stores, or if it's because I feel like I don't know how to handle myself culturally. I was in a really big city full of Chinese people on the other side of the world. Now I'm in a really small town, and I grew up here, but still, it's like I feel like I'm out of touch. I feel super out of touch with people. Also, I can't lie to you guys, the first reaction I had when I landed in Seattle was, why are all the Asians speaking such good English? For the last 9 months, I've been seeing, when Chinese people speak English, they've been speaking, English that sounds like not their first language. I'm like, oh yeah, America's like a racial melting pot. It's funny when you come home and see it, and you've been in this place where it's like 92% Han Chinese or whatever. It was crazy. It was really weird. The racial makeup of America just really threw me off. Yeah, now it's just getting back into the swing of things is what's kind of rough a little bit, because I have not had a job for the last like 9 to 10 months. Actually, maybe even 11 months almost. Now I am trying to decide if I want to take on a seasonal job that would be full-time for about 4 weeks, or if I want to continue on this path of just making videos, putting up blog posts, really trying to grow my own like business and going on adventures and seeing friends, family, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland. Like, I have so many things I want to do, cool hikes, but I have to decide between that and making money. I feel like I had a break from being an adult. When you're in your 20s, I feel like you're trying to put on your adult pants and you can't keep them up. like metaphorically speaking. Like there's just so many little things as an adult that you have to deal with that when you're in your early 20s, sometimes you don't have to deal with all that. Like I stayed in a dorm and I had a meal plan in college for a while. And so like I didn't have to cook my own meals. My parents gave me like a stipend every month basically when I was like early college. I didn't really get very good at like adulting until I was like late college. And then I met Eric and I moved in with Eric. And then we got married, and I had a job in San Francisco. I had actually 3 different jobs in San Francisco, and I felt like I had like the rhythm down for being an adult. You know, it's hard to get back into the swing of things and be like a responsible adult, because when you're abroad, when you're living abroad, it's almost like this like fun land where you're like, I get to go on adventures all the time. People are telling me what a cool thing I'm doing. They're so proud of me, but really all I'm doing is like living in another country. Basically, when you come home, you have to like, you're like hit with all the responsibilities again, and it's expected that you're going to just pick up back where you left off and deal with it immediately. And it's hard. It's hard to remember how to do things sometimes. I get nervous when I have to fill up the gas tank now in my car. The drive-thrus kind of weird me out. You can't whine. There's a lot of sandwich. Look at this. This is why America's fat. But I do appreciate this. It's turkey too. I think that's mainly it. What I expected to feel was when I came home, all my cool adventures would be over. That's not how I feel at all. I feel like I want to go on adventures still and go explore areas that I haven't seen, because it doesn't matter how long you live somewhere, there's like places nearby that you haven't seen still. The only thing is, if I get this job, I don't get to do as much exploring because I have a job. I don't know. It's hard right now. It's still kind of hard to balance everything and to feel productive every day. I'm at this stage too where I feel like my life's a total mess. Like, my car smells like rat shit. A little bird landed up near the window. It's so cute. If I turn the camera, I'm worried that it's gonna fly away. Anyways, my car smells like rat poop. My car insurance has not been updated. My car registration has not been updated. I don't have health insurance. I don't know where all my clothes are. My to-do list could go on for pages, but I'm not even bothering because I just need to take it day by day. I think that's the biggest tip I can give anyone who is moving home after living abroad for a while, is take it day by day. Understand that you kind of need to like push yourself and like man up and like not be so emotional sometimes, but at first go slow and just kind of like ease back into it, and then from there, like, you know, just take it day by day. Don't like make a huge to-do list and like just get overwhelmed and not do anything. Make little chunks of to-do lists so you actually get things done. So that's it. That's my update on moving home. I guess if there are big changes and I go through new phases of like emotions and like different things that are happening in my life, then I will update this and I'll add a part 4. But as of right now, I can't foresee that happening. I'm thinking that this is kind of like the next phase is like reincorporating into old life, basically. So this is probably the last one. Also, if you guys are wondering, Eric comes home in late December, really close to Christmas. That's when his beautiful face will be back in the vlogs. I am happy to be home with the dogs. I'm happy to be able to drink out of the tap. I'm happy to have sandwiches, good sandwiches, turkey, sprouts, a stocked kitchen to cook in, Brussels sprouts, vegan options. Clearly I'm not vegan. If you guys want me to explain my diet to you, I'm happy to do it. I know it's very confusing because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this vegan and this vegan, and I'm like, I'm eating a turkey sandwich. I've also been loving hiking, being back with friends and family, burritos, you guys. And American grocery stores are a trip right now. They're fun. They're really fun to go into because I'm like, I can read everything and it's really well lit and it's so bright and the aisles are so big and everything's so huge. Like, it's so big. It's so much bigger than I remember. But yeah, that's my update. Thanks for watching, you guys. Be sure you're subscribed and I will see you later. Okay, bye.